guys, I've been doing this intro so many times now that I give up. And I just say hello. Nice to see you. Welcome to my North Knit Corner. My name is Anne, and I come to you from the south of Norway. And here I live with my husband and our 3 boys, our little Jack Russell Terrier called Mocha. Yeah, that's usually some of the things I say in my intro, but today everything just went poof. So yeah, here we are. Here I like to talk about knitting. I usually say that as well. But if you're new here, I talk about knitting, and if you love knitting as much as I do, I hope that you have found your craft of choice and want to get comfortable. Spend some minutes with me while I chat all things knitting. I'm excited, as always, to talk to you about what's on my needles and what I have finished since the last episode. So after this very chaotic start, because I was tired of trying to do my intro as I always do, yeah, we can get started. But I have information about the things I talk about in the description box below this episode. So if I forget anything, probably my Ravelry project will have the information you need. Or you can just contact me on Instagram, for example, if you have any questions. And I have timestamps on this episode, so you can skip back and forth as you want to. Okay, guys, let's get started. The cardigan I'm wearing today, I'm so happy is done. I must admit, I was a little bit tired of it at the end, but yeah, it's done. It's a granny square cardigan, and I did not use a pattern for this. So it was a journey. And I tried to make a project vlog for this, which I posted last weekend. So I will link to it up here and in the description box below if you haven't checked that out. Yeah, I've knitted and crocheted this in Drops Saffron in the colors, let me see on my notes, 72 chalk, which is my main color, 4 green, 5 light blue purple, 89 red clay, 66 mustard, and 67 pumpkin. So since this is without a pattern, I don't have a size for you. It fits me. But yeah, it was a fun project. I started in November, so it's been almost 6 months, which is a long time for me to have something or to have a whip going. But yeah, it took some time. I just crocheted a lot of granny squares, which I made back piece, and then I tried to just make 2 fronts with 2 squares and down, as long as I felt like I wanted it. Picked up stitches for the sleeves. I think I picked up 84. So I picked up in all the, I don't know if you say double crochet, for the 3 that are in one cluster, and then I skipped the like hole in between, if that makes sense. Yeah, so 3 of 4 stitches is what I was thinking. I decreased every 8th row, and then when I came to the cuff, I just decreased all of the stitches together, 2 together, all the way around, to make a balloony like sleeve. It's not a massive balloony sleeve, but it's a little bit, and I like it. And then I did a 2x2 rib. For the hem, I also did 2x2 rib. I will put up some b-roll for you so you can see how it sits on me. I did some short rows in the hem in the back, because I felt like it was riding up a lot in the back, so I wanted it longer, and I think it was a success. Now it's a little bit high up in the front, but that's okay. So maybe I should have done the short rows even further in the front to make it a little bit more even, maybe. I don't know, but I'm happy with how it turned out anyway. And then I picked up for the button band, which also is just 2x2 rib. Did not do any shaping or anything, I just knit 2x2. Made some buttonholes, horizontal buttonholes. As you can see here, I also have a buttonhole here, which is, I don't know, it's too high up. I don't know what I was thinking. So I don't have a button there because it's not possible to close. And also this button, I can button it up, but it just pops out. So I wear it like this with the two buttons down here together. No, not together, closed. So I just put in some toggle buttons. I think that matches it quite nice. Yeah, so I'm happy with this project. I'm happy it's done, and I think it was a success. I'm sure that if I had bought a pattern like the jet row, for example, you have shaping maybe and some things like that makes it fit even better, because I don't have any shaping other than the short rows in the back. I don't really have any shaping. But I think it turned out okay. It has the vibe that I wanted. Yeah, so I'm quite happy that I managed to do this just on my own. And I also learned that I love patterns. So that's my takeaway from this whole thing, is that I like someone to have thought for me so that I don't have to think. I don't like that. I just want to follow a pattern. But I will show you some other things where I had to think a little bit. But it's done. I have crocheted on the hook 3.5mm, which I believe is a hook E, and I knitted on 3.5 and 4mm. US, I haven't written down, US 4 and 6. Yes. So that's my granny square cardigan, all done. I have finished my little friend over here, my buddy, the emotional support chicken. The pattern is from Annette Corsino, I believe. I've just knitted this in a lot of scrap yarn. Dropsfabel, Hillesvåg Vilje, Sandnes Tove, Donegal Tweed, some John Arbon textiles, Filcolana Ravenna, lots of different yarns in here. So I'm happy to use up some scraps, and this was such a fun project. I highly recommend you knit emotional support chicken if you have not been joining that train, because it was really a lot of fun, and it's just so fun to make something that's just fun. This doesn't really serve a purpose other than it's cute and just a fun little thing. This is going to be a Christmas gift for my friend, but there's still some months until Christmas, so it can join me here in my knitting corner until it's going to move away. I knitted on 4.5mm needles, and the pattern is very simple and great, and there's also a great tutorial on YouTube you can follow, which I did just because it's easier. I think it's very nice to have something to watch and see people do it, because that is easy for me a good way for me to learn. Yeah, and then you sew it together and stuff it, and I have safety eyes. And there's not really much to say other than very, very fun. And now it's done and sits there and keeps me company. It weighs 107 grams. Yes. That's my little chicken. But my son, who is 10, my youngest, he saw this chicken, and of course he wanted one for himself. So he chose some, I will say, unconventional colors for this. So this is his emotional support chicken.
Hello everybody, today I'm going to talk about this chicken. It's funny, I guess. Yippee. Okay, so this chicken does not have eyes, as you can see. He does not have eyes. This guy does have eyes. They're both orange. No. This one is orange. Yeah. He's gonna... So, it's got no eyes. It's not accurate to what a real chicken would look like. But it's cool. And I don't really know what else to say about it. Yeah. Okay, bye! Bread.
A little bit, I don't think they're a family. Yeah, there's not much to say other than I used 4.5mm needles for this, 2 US 7, and I used scraps, a lot of scraps. I don't really know what scraps I used. I know I used some drops alpaca, but that's all. All the other colors, I don't know what is, because I have a bag full of yarn that I got from a lady with a lot of scrap yarn in, so I have no idea what it is. But it's nice to use it for these kind of things. I'm not as happy with this as I am with that, because of course the colors is not quite what I would have chosen, but that's okay. It's not for me anyway. And the black yarn was really hard to sew. When you sew it together, I couldn't really see, so I'm not happy with my sewing. You can see also on the back that I didn't quite match it right with the sewing. So it's really funny back here. But my son doesn't mind, so it's okay. And then also there's a strand I have to cut, I see. Yeah. But my son is happy, so that makes me happy too. I have finished the Anacortes socks by Michele Frazzetta. I joined her knit-along for the Anacortes patterns. I think the knit-along is only going to last for a few more days. I knitted these in drop snore, which is alpaca, wool and nylon together, and it's such a nice yarn. It's so, can I say, soft. It's very soft and nice, and has a little fluffy look. Yeah, I really enjoyed knitting with it, and I feel like I knit more tightly with it. I don't know, but I feel like it's more more tight than I would usually knit in, like, say, normal merino nylon sock yarn. I knitted the size 1 on 2mm needles US 0, and they weigh 56 grams. It's a 2x2 broken rib pattern, and also a not a slip stitch, it's twisted rib just half twisted rib on the sides. It's a very easy pattern to memorize, so after a while I didn't even need to look at the pattern because yeah, I learned it and it's so easy to remember. I knitted a shadow wrap heel, but there's also the option for heel flapping gusset, which I think maybe would look better with this pattern, but I couldn't be bothered, to be honest. I just wanted a fast heel, so I did the shadow wrap heel, which is good too. So this is pair number 11, if I didn't say so, for 2026. My last FO today is the square of the month in the square relay. If you haven't been here before, the square relay is a knit-along. It's a lot of Norwegian knitting podcasters that all make one square, designs one square each, and every month there's a new square from a new knitting podcaster, which is a pattern that's on Ravelry. It's free for everyone, and it's a knit-along. So I had the square for March, and then I hosted a knit-along for that month for my square. Yeah. So we have been doing this for about 2 years now, and I think we will do it for at least this year. I don't know how many people is left, but we have now knitted 25 squares, I think. So this month is the Kronelappen by Tonje Dahlgren. She has a podcast called Strikkekjerringa by 4 Crowns. And that's why it's called Kronelappen, crown, krone. She also says that the pattern in the middle here is crowns. Here. It was a really easy pattern. I didn't really understand the written pattern, but she made a tutorial, which is on YouTube, so it was very nice to watch her knit the square, because then it was not a problem. Then I understood what the pattern said when she showed it. But it was a very easy texture to memorize, so it went by really fast. I've knitted mine in Rauma Finull in the color 4095 cream yellow, which is a very nice color, I think. I changed up something because she has I was going to check what this was called in English. Pearl knitting. Do you call it pearl knitting? Pearl stitches on the sides, but I have chosen to do garter stitches or ridges, because I have that on all of the other squares, and I'm going to make a blanket, so I wanted them to match. So that's why I have garter, like a garter edge around to like frame the square. So all of my other squares are like that as well. Yeah, this weighs 21 grams, and I'm knitted on 3.5 millimeter needles US 4. Before I show you what's on the needles, I want to share a sad story with you. So, story time. Because there was something on my needles that's no longer on my needles. And if you have followed me over on Instagram, you might know what that is. So I was knitting the Salty Air Tea by Samantha Guerin. I was on the body and was getting close. I think I was pretty close. I just tried it on a few days ago. Yeah, it was not a lot left before the body was done and the sleeves were next. So not a lot of knitting left before it was done, and I tried it on and it looked very nice. Was very happy with it. But then I was sitting in the back of our car. My son was driving. He's going to get his driver's license in a few months, so he's out trying, or what do you call it? I don't know the word in English. You practice to drive. So my husband was in the seat beside him, and he was driving, and I was in the back. And I had my knitting in a backpack, in the bottom of my backpack, and I had a sweater on top. And I had 2 mugs of coffee, like these thermo cups that you can close that keeps your coffee warm. 2 of those. And I was like, oh, where should I put them? And I put them on the top of my backpack. And we have a steep hill from our house. So my son was driving down, and he this is so hard. He pushed the brake, and not very hard, but he stopped before he could drive out on the road. And but when he put his foot on the brake, my coffee mugs just fell over. And I didn't really think that mattered. They were closed, but then I tried to fix it, and then I got coffee all over my hand, and I just realized, oh no, one of the mugs has opened, or the lid thing had opened up, so there was coffee in my backpack. And I thought, that's okay, my sweater was in the middle there, it saved my knitting. But then I took up my knitting, and there was coffee stains on it. So sad. And we were going to my dad's house because we are cleaning out the house before we're going to sell it. And when I came there, I just went straight to the sink, put up some cold water in the sink, and tried to get the coffee stains out, because I've heard that cold water is the thing, but it didn't go out. And then I tried some dish soap. I let it soak in dish soap for a while, and I did even more, try to rub it out, and it didn't work. And when I came home, I even tried some lemon soap, because that's supposed to take all the nasty stains. But it faded a little bit, but it didn't go away. But then I just decided I have to rip this out and try and soak the skeins in water. So I did that. I ripped it out, skeined it up. I put the skeins in water with more lemon soap, and then let it soak, and then I forgot it. So it was in the bucket. And almost 24 hours, I think. A very long time. Then I rinsed it when I remembered it, and it's now dry, and it's now here. Here it is. So, I can't really tell if the coffee is still here, because this is, it has some brown tints to the color in here already. So in that way it was okay that it was coffee, because even if it just faded, maybe it would just blend with the rest of the speckles in here. Maybe it's gone. I hope it's gone. That the soak for an entire day or an entire night made it go away, maybe. Anyway, it's not a salty air anymore. It's just yarn. So I have to try and knit this again. I don't know if it's going to be the salty air. Maybe, probably. We'll see, but not right now. hopefully when I knit this back up, if it's some coffee left, coffee stains left, it's clean. But you know, if there's still some stains, I hope that it's just when I knit it up, that it was just going to be not together, if you know what I mean. That it will of course be knitted up other places because I have scaled it up and it's not in the same areas. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. So that's the sad story. No more salty air tea for me right now. But we'll see what happens. I was really sad because it's very nice hand-dyed yarn. And I was so excited to knit with it. So, yeah. But hopefully it will be something nice another time. Long story. Let's go over to some happy knitting. Some Friday tea, maybe, by Petiteknit. I am knitting the Friday tea in BC Garn BioBalance in color 1, Nature, and color 3, Grass. And here we are. Let me show you the front, if I can. I am knitting the size small on 2.5 and 3 millimeter needles, US 1.5 and 2.5, but this is definitely not a size small. I am so off gauge. I am such a loose knitter, and yeah. So what I did, because I did measure my gauge after a while, because I didn't make a gauge swatch because I didn't want to. I just stopped my increases a little bit earlier than I was supposed to, and then I split for sleeves just to see how it was fitting, and I realized that I had too much fabric in the front and the back. So then I decided to rip back for a while until I thought that I had enough increases for me. I knitted as far as I felt like I needed. I did do some extra increases on the sleeves, but no increases on the body. And then I split for sleeves again, because the first time I split for sleeves was the perfect length for splitting. So I just did the same amount of knitting, just with less stitches, of course, and split for sleeves. And now I feel like it's better anyway, but it's still very hard to see when it's still on the needle. And I did have some try-on tubing as well on. And I think it's very hard to see how this will actually fit me. So now I'm just going to continue to knit for a while, and then I will try it on again and I'll see. But I just decided that I'm going to go with it, and hopefully it will be okay. And if not, I can rip it back again. It's not a big deal, really. That's what's nice with knitting. Yes, it's a lot of knitting time, but still, if I need to do some changes, I can. It's easy to rip back and do it again. It just takes time. I'm not so happy with my color. I mean, the colors I'm happy with, but the color, it's like the same word. I feel like, but it's too wide, I think. But I'm not going to rip all the way back and start again. So it is what it is, and hopefully it's okay. It's a little bit wide, maybe. But I can maybe put in some elastic, or I can just have it as is. We'll see. But I think this is going to be a very nice top to have for summer. I love the fabric of this yarn. I've talked about it in some episodes before. That it's just, I think it's my new favorite summer yarn. It's so light and thin and airy. Yeah. really, really nice. I want several things in this yarn. So yeah, what else is there to say? I don't think it's more to say, but I just want to keep on knitting, and hopefully it will be a nice fit for me right now. And now my yarn is all in my microphone cord. Let me get that out. If you watched my last episode, you saw that I had test knit the Ravenna sleeveless by Michele Frazzetta. I have now cast on another one because I really wanted to. I am now knitting in my last one. I knit in BC Garn BioBalance, which is the yarn that I'm knitting my Friday tee in. But now I'm knitting with Lille Rille Design Thin Merino, which is 80-20 yarn, 80% merino, 20% nylon, I think, or 75-25, I'm not sure. But it's a sock yarn. And the color is Pumpkin Cinnamon Rolls, and it's the same color that I used for my contrast color in my Rosy Sweater by Lene Holme Samse. I had like 1.5 skein or ball left of the yarn, and it's a little bit, I should have had a little bit more yarn for this project. I used about 750 meters for my last Ravenna sleeveless, and I have about 600 meters, I think, now. So it's not enough, but I'm knitting the size 3. Last time I knit the size 4, and I also want to make it more cropped, so hopefully it's enough yarn. We'll see. I'm knitting on the back piece now. Let me see. Doing some increases. And I really love the Estonian buttons that's on here. I'm not sure if you can see it as well on this, with this color. But I really love this color. I think this is going to be very nice if I can manage the yarn. And the problem is that, of course, there's a button band on this one. Normally, when I knit the top and I only have this amount of yarn that I have, I just do all the things I need to do and then knit the body and knit all of the yarn on the body. But I can't do that now because I need enough yarn for the button band and the neck band. So I have to think about how much yarn I need to have left for that. I think I need about 20 grams and then some, just to be sure. But we'll see how I can manage that. But for now I have enough yarn. Well, we'll see how much or how long it will go. But knitting a size smaller than last time, just to get a tighter fit, and I think I want it more cropped so I can wear it over a dress. That's my thinking, because I bought myself a couple of new linen dresses, and I want to wear this on top. I think that would be nice. So if I didn't say, I'm knitting size 3 on 2.5 and 3 millimeter needles, US 1 and 2.5. My last whip is a pair of socks, and I am joining a knit along called Halv 12 i 26, which is translated to half 12 in 26, which just means that we knit 6 pairs of socks over a year. So it used to be a knit along where you knit one sock every month. So then it was called 12 in 2024 or 5. But now it's only 6 pairs of socks, so that's why they call it half 12 in 26. I hope that makes sense. this month for May and June socks is the Weaver Shorties by Ducathi. And I have started my first sock here. It's quite dark yarn, but it's this kind of basket weave pattern. I am using Drops Nord again, which I had left over from another project, in the color 9 Deep Ocean. And I'm knitting size 2 on 2mm needles US 0. And really enjoying both the yarn and the pattern. It's a very easy pattern, again, very easy to memorize. So it goes by itself on autopilot almost. A very nice TV knitting. And the heel, I really like the heel. It's a new heel for me. I don't think I've knit anything like it before. She calls it the Samba heel. Which is done with some increases and some short rows, or heel short rows, yeah. And it didn't give any holes, which is so amazing to me. Often I get holes on my heels, but not this time. I'm so intrigued. Yeah, and it fits me so well. I tried it on and it's such a good fit. Really enjoyed this heel. And this is a short sock, which is nice to have. Or when the sock is short, it's so important to have a sock that sits well on your foot. I feel like it doesn't slide down, because then it slides down in my shoe and it's so uncomfortable. So I think this will fit me very well. That is a fun little knit. Yeah, I do have this jar of notes with a lot of different sock patterns. So if you've been here before, of course you know about my jar of sock patterns. I haven't picked a note from that jar for a long time now, because there's been so many other socks coming in, like some test knits and knit alongs and that kind of things. But as long as I have a sock on my needle, I'm happy. But I will come back to my jar, because that's a lot of fun. I have so many sock patterns that I want to knit and are in my Ravelry library. So excited to keep on knitting on those. So maybe when I'm done with this pair of socks, I can finally pick a note from my jar, or pattern from my jar. Hope so. But that is all of my whips that are in what's it called? In rotation right now. I do have my blankets, which gets a stitch here and there, but they are not, not in my knitting rotation like every day. But a day here and there, I do some knitting on my blankets, because I have like 4 blankets going, I think. Yeah, but I will share them with you when I have some progress on them. I don't have any yarn joy today, or that's not true. I have a lot of yarn joy around me, but I don't have any new yarn joy in to show you today. And of course I have plans. My immediate plan is to use some of the Drops cotton yarn that I have in my stash to knit my oldest son a striped sweater. I'm not sure what pattern I will use. I know Petiteknit has a couple of striped patterns for men, and can't remember the name of those right now, but I might choose one of them if they are in DK yarn. But if you have a suggestion for me for a striped sweater for a man in DK weight, I would love some suggestions for that. I don't think it's very easy to use Ravelry, or I think it's nice to use Ravelry or easy when I'm looking for patterns for myself, but I can't find a lot of men's pattern, or at least not the ones I'm looking for. So if you have any ideas for me, I would love them. So that is about everything I have to share with you today. I don't think I have anything else to say. We are still working on my dad's house, trying to clean it out and make it ready for sale, which takes a lot of time. The house is pretty full of things, but it will be nice to get that done and sell the house, and yeah, don't have to think more about that. But we still have some way to go there. But yeah, we're getting there. We have there are 3 floors, and now the floor that is we call it loft. Maybe you just call it the 3rd floor. I don't know. It's a loft. It hasn't been lived in. You can, of course, make bedrooms there and stuff like that, but it's just not have been in use. It's just been a storage space. So you can imagine a big floor. It is like a big floor that's possible to use as a living area, but it's just been storage. So it was a lot of things. But now it's all cleaned out. Check. And the store that my parents lived on is now almost all cleaned out. So it's just the basement left, which also have a lot of things in there. A lot of tools and a lot of stuff. So yeah, we still have some cleaning to do, but that's okay. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here, for watching, for joining me here in my little corner of the internet. I hope you had a nice time together with me. I always love to talk to you guys and share some things about my knitting. Hopefully I got to say the things that I was thinking about and communicated them in a okay way. So if you liked this little episode, I hope that you would put a thumbs up on this episode and leave me a comment. It's always nice to hear from you guys, hear what you're knitting on, hear what you are up to. Always so nice to have like a little chat with you and a little feel like we're a little knitting community over here. That's always nice. If you haven't subscribed already but you would like to, I would love it if you would subscribe. We are getting closer to 2,000 subscribers, and it's just a number, but you know, it's always fun to have more people joining our little knitting community over here. So yeah, until next time, I hope you're well. Take care of yourself and the people around you. Enjoy your craft, and hope you're creating something that you can value for a long time. And I will talk to you guys again in a couple of weeks. See you then, friends. Bye, everyone.
Well, I saddled up my shoes, headed out at dawn. Yeah, I saddled up my shoes, headed out at dawn. Ain't no place gonna hold me when the road keep rolling on. Left my baby crying, said you can't live that way. Left my baby crying, said she can't live that way. I told her love ain't chained down, it just comes and drifts away.